welcome. Alright, here we are. This is that, I don't know, long awaited, but I've had it for a hot minute, that Isophye footage. So here we are with the rank 3 Isophye. Now this video and all the content here, it was recorded before Kabam announced that, hey, we're not buffing or making any changes, she's great as she is, which, you know, that was very disappointing. Honestly, this meta, she had the ability with the striker to power steal from the opponent, and in my opinion, that is like the only thing she's missing. Sure, the crit rate could be better because, you know, the SP2 can be hit or miss, but the power steal, it basically allowed you to constantly spam specials, easy to ramp up, keep the ramp up going, and, you know, get your SP2 off while you still have a bunch of vulnerabilities on the opponent. So here we are. Granted, that was like a 6-star ascended Serpent, but you know, only took us 40 seconds. So next up, we're going up against Dust, and so now at this point we can just pray that the future like stat casts or whatever they're calling those relics actually, you know, just one that allows her to have a power steal when using the relic. Like it doesn't even have to be, even if it's like half as potent as what this node was, that would be a gigantic help. Since, you know, according to Kabam, she's like perfectly balanced, you know, she's in the same category as Serpent. But anyway, here the goal is to take full advantage of the whole power steal. And every time we do SP1 while we have 2 or more bars of power, we gain 2 invulnerabilities. That was my alarm for work that day. And, you know, we stack the vulnerabilities and we fire the SP2. I think that was a rank 3 Dust we took down in like, you know, barely a minute. Got a 50k score, which is pretty decent, or pretty good. Here we are, we have Deathless Thanos. One of the cool things about Isophye is she does have the ability to nullify on her light attacks. I forgot the percent chance, but I do know it increases if the opponent has like a pierce buff. So here we kind of wait out the unstoppable, and we're going to just get our special spamming going along. The SP1 can also nullify a few buffs as well. So if they have enough buffs, you know, you can gain like a decent amount of power from it. Now, one of the things I did debate that I did not try was when fighting Thanos, because of the protection, I think it might have been better if I went the SP3 rotation and just had the big juicy degen going on. Because yeah, you know, you throw the SP2, then protection kicks in, so it's like you only get one good hit off of it. But either way, we truck on. The damage itself is still decent, as you can see. Like even with protection, we're still chipping him away. Which is why, like I said, with the protection does kick in, it's like, sure, maybe go for the SP2 after the 25% protection kicks in. See there, you got the indestructible. But that way, SP3, we can have the degen, and it can constantly degen, tick him down. And we don't have to worry about the protection, at least when we throw the SP3 initially. So that fight was a bit on the longer side. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I could have made it faster. But hey, somehow we still pulled the W. Next up, we're coming up against Corg. Isophye, she has all energy base on her attacks, so we don't have to worry about the thorns, rock stack, spike damage, whatever you want to call it. And there we go, we use our relic, we steal the power, we nullify the indestructible, we get more power. We use an SP1, now he has 2 vulnerabilities. We fire another SP1, now we're at 4. We steal the power he has again. We get rid of the rock field. We did not crit at all, but I should have threw the SP1, got 6 vulnerabilities, and fired the SP2. So we made this a little longer than it needed to be. Actually, a lot longer, looking at the rock field is coming back. Yeah, we added about at least a good 15 seconds to this fight. So yeah, fight definitely could have went a lot quicker, but hey, we still came out with like a 49k score. We shot ourselves in the foot for hitting 50. And now we up against Sinister. And this is like the only time where you're happy that Isophene's SP2, like, you know, her crit rate sucks. So because of like her crit rate is so bad, you can throw the SP2 and, you know, chances are you're not going to crit, so Sinister won't be regenning. You'll just deal a big ton of damage. Unless it's that like one unlucky RNG fiesta where you throw it and you crit on every single hit. So right now we're just using our relic, taking advantage of the power steal, and we're stacking up those vulnerabilities. We did crit on that SP1, but we also have 6 vulnerabilities right now. And we throw another to get 8. Now the idea would just be to get to our SP2, launch it. Oh no, we went all the way. So we have 9 vulnerabilities. Okay, we're gonna get the power steal, that's why. See, no crit, and no crit. You gotta love it. The one time when you're happy that your champion crits so horribly. Alright, now we have a Nick Fury coming along here, and apparently I had the sound on for my tapping. Maybe when I'm editing this more I can like remove that, but we'll see if I really want to spend the time isolating that sound or not. So the cool thing is, hey, we can easily nullify any Fury buffs that Fury does get, either with our light attack or our SP1s. We have the power steal with the relic, you know, makes it easier to kind of keep his power in check. Well, let him throw the SP2 off because that does get, the SP1 is annoying. So we're going to fire our first SP2 in his first life. We'll let him throw this SP1. Never mind. We went ahead and just took on the power steal. And there we nullify the big Fury he gets in the second life, so now he's back to Pillow Hands Fury. And we fire 2 SP1s, we have 4 vulnerabilities, so 1 SP2 should end this. It does have the indestructible, but we nullify it just by using the light attack. And again, triple no crits. Gotta love it. Bit on the longer side, but hey, she managed to survive. Alright, now we have a beefy Serpent. And off one combo, we nullified the Fury buff the Serpent has, as well as the power gain. Unfortunately, he threw his special before we could, you know, use our relic and get our power steal, but hey, we're cool. So we nullify a few buffs, and this guy is just like special happy right now. This also probably was one of my earlier fights, so it was like I was holding on to the relic too much. Instead of utilizing the power steal like I should have been doing. There, we finally do throw the relic. And we got no nullify that time on our light attacks. Alright, so currently we have 8 vulnerabilities on Serpent. We're going to go ahead and throw the SP2 before we lose a couple. And, you know, no crits, but we took off like 60% of his health. Now imagine if we could have landed a couple of crits. I was trying to nullify that indestructible buff. We throw another SP2. And again, you know, just no crits at all. So had we crit, we could a couple of times. We could have ended this fight already. But the good thing about Isophye is she has that marked passive with 125% ability accuracy reduction, so Serpent doesn't get any immortality or whatever his cheat death mechanic is called. Alright, next up we have America's Chavez. So we all know Chavez can be very annoying with gaining all the spells and the power gain she can get. But like I said, you know, just this one change where you can use your relic to steal the opponent's power for Isophye, it was just a game changer. We don't have to worry about if she power gains, hey, better for us. We power steal, we get even more. So we just went ahead, blocked her SP1 since, you know, we are a bit away from getting our relic back full again. And since we're so close to like 3 bars, we didn't bother to do the power steal. Now here, the hope is that she comes and we can, you know, not get punished by her SP2. Like, don't throw it into my block type of deal. So there we use our relic for a power steal. We nullify the indestructible buff. We fire her SP2 with 0 crits, but we take her down. Well, you think she have a crit rating of 1%. Alright, moving on, we're back to another Deathless Thanos fight. Okay, Deathless Thanos fight. And I'm not sure if this is the video where a recording where I actually use the SP3 rotation. I actually have like a bunch of the footage that for whatever reason it was corrupted. So this video is actually shorter than initially. And you know, all of that stuff is like so far back that to a point where I'm just like, this is what I got to show you guys. Like I said, after Kabam is like, no, she's good, we don't need to make any changes, we're happy, I was really disappointed. Okay, so no, I did not go SP3 rotation here. Instead, I'm actually just getting my tail handed to me, so I'm curious as to why I kept this in. It doesn't look like there's no way I'm winning, but hey. I'm already here now, so we'll keep it. Win, lose, or draw. Even though I could have sworn I dexed that special at the right time and I still took damage. But hey, who's looking? So yeah, this was another Thanos fight, I guess, before I decided that a SP3 rotation is the way to go. Use the SP2 when he's just ended his last protection at 25%. Oh no, this must have been the fight where I finally threw an SP3 and then I realized that, oh wait, I could have been doing this all along. If I started with SP3, the degen's pretty potent, the SP3 deals a nice chunk of damage, and then I can just, you know, SP1s and then eventually SP2. So hey, she did crit for like, what was that, 29, 39k on a medium attack? So yeah, SP3 would have been the way to go a long time ago. But, you know, live and learn. So here we are against the big bad, who is this guy? Maestro, however you want to pronounce it. So, you know, it's cool that, hey, we can nullify on our light attacks. But once he gets that glancing buff, we can't do that anymore. So we're throwing our special. And we can still nullify on specials even if he has the glancing buff. So that's one way to get rid of it. He's awakened, so when he fires a special, he gains a bunch of the charges. Nullified everything except the glancing buff. Gotta love it. Alright, we have 8 vulnerabilities on Maestro. We have 10 charges on Isophye. And we fire our SP2 with no crits whatsoever, but we're still in the fight. And unfortunately, we did not win that fight, but hey, took a little bit too damage, took a little bit too long. Hesitated a bit. Just wanted to show she could hang in there with the fight. It's just one of the things there. User error, I'll admit that. So here we are against a Serpent. This time, yeah, I've done played the meta a good bit and realized how useful and potent using the power steal from the relic is. So we've already nullified his Fury, so we've given Serpent the pillow hands right now. And you know, every time he throws a special and gets true focus, another buff for us to nullify and gain more power. So we use our relic to steal his current power. Fire SP1 for more vulnerabilities. And this is one of the points where you're like, if the SP2, you know if it crits, it will end the fight. And we got a big crit to kick it off. So our first 2 hits did hit for a combined 100k, which was nice. And that is the way to end the video. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I know this was on the longer end, but like I said, I was initially going to give like a whole Isophye breakdown and just talk about, you know, what I like, what I dislike, what I hope her changes will be, since a lot of us expected her to receive some type of buff, not, hey, she's perfectly balanced. And you know, when I hear perfectly balanced, the only thing that goes through my mind is like, Serpent is the standard. And am I going to put Isophye and Serpent in the same class? No. Can she counter and shut down Serpent? Absolutely. But when you throw her in a whole bunch of other matches, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, she's really reliant on them having the buffs. Buff immune matchups, or like buff matches where buffs are non-existent, yeah, you know, she's going to be a bit on the slower end. And like I said, if she, I don't know what the new relics are like, but if one does allow just Isophye only to get a power steal when she uses it, like even half potent as the meta was, it would be a game changer for her. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, I'll see what other videos I have that are just sitting here that I never posted. So, peace.